meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. If we could stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Okay, are there any changes or revisions to the regular or consent agendas?
Yes, I would like to pull item, from, just a second, bear with me.
Mhm.
From the 520 claim docket, I would like to pull item, it's voucher number 38917, Fanning Howie Associates, 25 bond project planning. I'd like to pull that out and put it in the agenda as item J.
Okay. So we have item J.
Okay.
So J.
It's under new business, item J.
Item J. And it's just that line.
Just that
item.
line.
Will
Yeah.
you give me that number again, please?
So it's 38917. And so what would happen if we, after we vote on the consent agenda, we would get to this, and if we approve it at that point in time, all is good with our signatures at the end of the meeting. But if we don't approve it for whatever reason, we would just line that out on our packets that we sign,
Okay.
and we would address it that way, I think.
So just to be clear, we would be approving everything else that's on that claim docket except for this until we get to that vote.
Yeah.
Okay. And vote on it separately.
As the claim docket is, that I understand it now. Let me just check one more thing.
Aaron, does that track or?
Right. Okay. So we don't have to sign it tonight necessarily? Okay. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. 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 So.
And then we can discuss it as item J as a separate consideration.
Okay. So then I need a motion to accept the consent and regular agenda as amended. And then we'll vote on that. So I need a motion for that.
I move to approve the consent agenda as amended.
I'll second that.
Holly made the motion to approve the consent and regular agendas as amended. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. All right, fun times. First of all, we have a new hire that we would like to someone to introduce to us.
Yep, go ahead. All right. Yeah, we got a couple. We have a couple head coaches that went on the agenda. The teacher in the building, down and recently a new volleyball coach and I can do is going to be our Hudson is going to be our volleyball coach for the school. A couple things that I really like. Hey, she's extended. Students in our she's already been boots on the ground in girls ball the high school level program. Moving forward, idea program. Working hard. State comes to us. Mount Vernon. I've used the JV team this past year. Expected 3 years in Greenwood. The JV coach prior to that. He's also been a teacher. Building, I think. One of the buildings. we're excited, literally excited for them in the next couple of years. Work on having put DCF. So thank you.
And he has someone terribly lovely sitting next to him. That might be.
Jason is also here with us, so we're excited. With us, she's we'll have a new eagle with us.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep.
We are grateful to have people. So, okay. So the next thing is kind of my recognition. There's a organization in Greencastle called the Castle. Well, it's in Putnam County, and they were the ones that worked with North Putnam, as you may know, the movie that was made about rural schools. My good friend Beth Benedicts is the founder of Castle, and I volunteered to help her out this last semester because she's been real. She really wanted to get Castle back into South Putnam. And what Castle does is they bring creatives from the community into the schools to work with our elementary kids. It started years ago over at Fillmore and had a lot of great workshops. One of the workshops that we did years ago at Fillmore is the same one that you're going to see how that went tonight. So Bobby Lancaster was she's a Putnam County singer-songwriter, and she volunteered to come in years ago at Fillmore to do an all-day workshop with all grades. And so this year we brought her back, and she worked with David Mann's class. So I'm going to turn it over to David Mann, who's our music teacher at the elementary, and he can tell you a little bit about how the Castle experience worked for him in his classroom.
Well, we were so lucky to have Bobby Lancaster come in and teach our kids about how to write songs. And we first started off with a brainstorming activity so we could find out what they wanted to write a song about. And then Bobby took that and then she helped us form lyrics. So we have a song with 2 verses and then a chorus. And she talked about how verses and choruses go together to make music. We had a whole class of 2nd graders over at Fillmore, and we have 2 of them coming in tonight, 2 brave little girls that I think will enjoy singing these songs with us. So right here we have Miss Bobby Lancaster, as they call her, Miss Bobby. And then we have Ayla right there, and we have Scarlett. Yep.
The kids call me, you can call me Miss Bobby too if you want to. And these girls were they just did such a good job in class. So when we first got started, we were building something from nothing. And we had just the idea that we're going to write a song. So we kind of had to decide what to write about. And we had several things on our list to vote on. We had dinosaurs. You remember what else was on that list? Pigs and boxes. And what else? Bearded dragons, that's right. Because one of the boys was really bummed out we didn't write about bearded dragons. But what did we end up writing about? Puppies. The class voted on this. So we did a brainstorming exercise and we listed all the things we could think about with puppies. And then we started to build our song because we had some ideas from brainstorming, right? We got some rhymes, which was super fun. And then the first thing we did was write the chorus. You guys remember what the job of the chorus is? It tells us what the story is about. That's right. It tells us what our story or what our song is all about. And then we had to write some verses. Yeah. And what's the job of the verse? It tells us the story. That's right. It tells us details and helps us paint the picture of what's going on with these puppies, right? So you guys did such a good job. Do you want to share with everybody like maybe 1 or 2 favorite things about our time together? Spending time with Miss Bobby and writing songs. That was so great. I loved that too. How about you? Making up songs and process. Um, well, I really like spending time with you guys too. You're very cool, and you're very brave, and you're really talented songwriters. So I want to share too. The first time that the castle went to Fillmore, I was a part of that, and I got to write a song with the kids, all of the kids in the entire school that day. And I didn't realize the impact of that time until I went into Everwise Bank to get an auto loan. And Ava McHugh said, oh, Miss Bobby. And she's a grown now. And she told me all that memory brought her so much joy. And it kind of showed her that there's all sorts of different ways to be authentic and weird and wonderful, right? I love it. Yeah. So we thought maybe if you guys were okay with it, we would sing our little song for you. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
You guys ready? Okay. So we're gonna come up here, and we might all be a little bit nervous. This is where you're gonna see. Right there. Perfect. And I'm gonna just sit here on the floor. And if you get nervous, you can look right at me, okay? Okay. I'll count to 3 so we know when to start. 1, 3, go. Once upon a time, I was making something in oh, you can say for honoring the fact that arts are important in our schools. And thank you all for doing the job that you're doing. You ready to go? Yeah. All right.
Girl.
Thank
you.
you.
Good job, girls.
Yes. And thank you, families, for bringing them here. I know it's a crazy time of year. And you're welcome to leave at this time. And while they're leaving, I did want to say to you guys, Castle also brought in some people from DePaul, and they worked here with the middle schoolers. And so they did 2 workshops. One was on AI, where they battled the robot. So they tried to come up with better arguments than what the robot did, which was really cool. They made really good points about how AI should be used for how to think rather than what to think, which was really, I mean, I heard a few things too. So, and then the afternoon, we had a geologist from DePaul come in, and he shared with them a mapping activity that used AI to actually, they found out through discovery that this area has more trees in it now than it did in, I think it was 1889 or something like that,
Oh,
which
wow.
was a surprise to everybody,
Yeah.
right? We thought it was going to be the other way around. But so he took a map of this school, this area, Putnam County. So it was really cool because the kids could figure that out for themselves. And anyway, so it was fun. And Castle's a great program, and they're really working hard to get into our school. So with that, we have some other big recognitions.
We do. So I have 3 amazing
amazing. So what we got for Kelly is a nice glass plaque and famous gold card with your name on it. You get it all for free as long as you own that card. So grab that. So I'm gonna read this. So South Putnam Community School Corporation, oh, to Kelly Newby, sorry. We honor and thank you for your dedication and 32 years of service to our schools and community. For your devotion and hard work, you deserve the best retirement ever. Enjoy this new journey of your life. Cherish every moment, and we wish you all the best as you step into a whole new world of retirement. So thank you so much, William. Candy, can you come up, please? You too get the gold card award and an amazing glass plaque as well. And again, we honor and thank you for your dedication and 33 years of service to schools and community. For your devotion and hard work, you deserve the best retirement ever. And enjoy this new journey in your life. Cherish every moment and have fun while you're doing it. Well, congratulations, thank you so much. Last but not least,
Your first year.
Roy, can you come up, please? Over the years, you've given out many of these to other folks, so you get your amazing gold card to come back.
No, wait a minute. He's going to Owen Valley. I don't know about
So, for your athletic director, we honor and thank you for your dedication and 17 years of service to our schools and community. Amazing. For your devotion and hard work, you deserve best retirement ever. Enjoy for the short stint you're going to have. Yes. And for the speaker, thank you so much for all your time.
Congratulations. All
Yeah,
of you.
congratulations to all of you. Okay, financial update. Dr. Smith.
You have board packets, the latest financials through the end of the month of April 2026. The claim dockets, the payrolls, the cash flows, the transfers, and the fund reports. And we're just talking before the meeting started. We're continuing to look, proactively monitor, and plan for any upcoming impacts from the legislation, which we've talked about before. And we're continuing to look for ways to reduce costs throughout the district without impacting students and staff safety.
Legislative update, Wade?
Yeah, not much. Just as we read through the revisions to the our first read of the handbooks, we just need to all make sure that new legislative changes are being addressed. Not many, it doesn't look like. I mean, the one that's got the most talk that I'm sure you've already read is the personal wireless device policy.
Right.
After reading through it seems extremely cut and dry.
Yeah.
Which I think is good, but make sure we're checking that out. And also the school board candidate filing window just opened yesterday.
Yes.
And stays open for 30 days, I believe.
Yes.
So share that.
I was thinking it was longer this time, but they
it's
made it
shorter.
shorter, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier and shorter. It's June 18th.
Is the deadline. Okay. Thank you. Project update, Dr. Smith.
Yep, the Phillips project's pretty much wrapped up. Just a few little last minute items to go. The 2026 project is in the planning and development stage. And last Friday, Jared Hutchison, Lee Klein, and myself, along with several teachers and administrators along the way as we went throughout we went with Fanning Howie design team and the Patterson Hort team. And we toured the district to see all the lists we generated all through the work sessions. We went through that.
got eyes on it, and working and had conversations with the team as we went through. So at this point, they're taking all that feedback that we provided over those, what was it, 8 hours, Lee, that we did that,
Yes.
to go back and into the design process to bring back a plan for us.
Lee, you were on that walkthrough,
I
right?
was.
Would you like to add anything or?
Yeah, it was good to meet with the architects and have them on site with the principals and the teachers that are involved that are going to be impacted in their classrooms, or like Mr. Champion, possibly in the cafeteria area. The principals also, but I am a little concerned with I don't think that Fanning Howie has a clear direction of where we want to go. And I don't know if this needs to be discussed in another meeting or not, but I don't think maybe we've done the best at getting them exactly of what projects that we can do ourselves versus what they can do. And I think that we've handed them a list that is enormous. And for them to spend the time on items that they won't be doing anyways, I think might be not beneficial to us as a corporation. So I think we need to look at that.
Sure.
And go over some of those items that don't need to be designed, and waste their time and waste our time. Because it's honestly, we went to Fillmore and there's not a lot at Fillmore that they would be involved in. And there's things at Central that they will be involved in and they won't be involved in. And I think we need to kind of hash that out together. Maybe and sooner rather than later. I feel like this is my opinion on. And I haven't talked to them. It's just kind of the vibe I got when they were there walking around, looking at things. It was like they didn't exactly know all the details and the specs of what we want, even to the admin building design. Like, where are we at with that? What exactly the scope of work we want them to do for that? What's the in-depth details of that project? The bus barn, things like that. I think I think we need to do better at coming up with a clear plan.
At the last public work session where we sort of categorized things, I thought at that time we marked the things that we were doing ourselves.
I think we marked what was needed versus wants, and versus students versus adults. I can't remember what the term we used, but needs wants was a big thing. I think
student centered. We categorized it to student centered, and then we had a list of
and
adult centered.
We did, but that list was still huge, right?
There wasn't communication then when you gave the list over.
But there's been follow up since then as well.
Okay.
So
I'm just trying to be clear.
Dr. Pinard, would you want to speak to that? We've had several conversations with them along the way, but you can speak to it as well as our owner's rep.
So one thing real quick, I want to make sure we're having a hard time. My speakers were cut out, so I want to make sure that I heard the first. We're talking about the J that was pulled out.
No, right now we're talking about the list that we came out of the work session that we gave to both Patterson Horth and Fanning Howie as we're working through this, and the fact that we want to self-direct as much as we possibly can, which we've had several conversations with them with that, but you can talk to that more.
Yeah, so that's always a big deal when we look at that stuff, because there are certain things that we're involved in to stable, your special works over that list will go they took out what they weren't necessarily realized. Like, although that an architect needs to be involved in moving free. So we further directed them to take the thing that for those types of things on there, other things on it that didn't be involved in the go of a CMC project. So where we looked at this school, we know that the staff for their so they're involved in well, they say.
But that wasn't done until that all the entire list was given to them. I don't understand why. I thought that's what we had done before we gave the list to Fanning Howie.
Sounds like maybe we need to have another public work session to discuss
Yeah.
this. Because I don't think we're all on the same page, and it's not really an agenda item. I mean,
Right.
yes, the project update is.
Yeah.
We could keep talking about it, or we could
Table it.
just have a public work session where we could.
Which is
in a
what
few
you're
days we can talk about
suggesting.
it.
Right.
I think we should. I mean, because
Sooner than
obviously,
later.
some, we don't
Okay.
know clear details on
Mhm.
on
Everything that's been done since
everything
then.
that's been
Yeah.
done since.
Yeah.
And
When we get to J, we may want to like
That
talk
may
about
be
that same thing.
included
That
in
I don't
there.
know, but that could be.
Yeah.
I feel like we're
Mhm.
kind of overstepping the project update point of the
I
meeting
agree.
right now.
yeah. So sorry, I didn't mean to.
No.
No,
It's
no,
very
good.
valuable.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I feel like when it comes to discussing, we probably
Yeah.
have a.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Public comment, is there anyone? Okay, new business, first reading of the pre-K handbook.
There's several items coming up that are no action. It's just notification, basically, that they were delivered, and then also open for making tweaks and so forth between now and the second reading and approval, which would be next month. So we have another full day or full month to make any tweaks, final tweaks, those types of things. That's what the process is all about. So we want to get these to you in May so that then we can approve them in June so that we can run in July. So that's just this one, just notification that pre-K handbook is in your packets, and we can adjust as needed with your feedback.
I would like to provide and I'm happy to help on rewriting the pre-K handbook. I know it's like new this year, right? So, I mean, the first thing that I would like to see changed is that there's a cardinal on there, and if it's for corporation wide, we need to have little eagle on there because I like little eagles, and that'd be cute.
Like the little ugly baby eagles?
Yeah.
Or are you talking like
no, let's do you know what?
Okay.
Thanks.
But you know what I'm
asking,
talking
though.
about. Like you ever
I
seen
do
it?
know what
You've seen the eagles out in the field.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it'll be more like
that doesn't look like an eagle.
yeah. Well, anyway, something that, that represents all our kids. Yeah, so I don't know if it can be sent to all of us with editing or something that we can at least make suggestions just to clear up a few little things. Thank you. That's all I had for that. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. First reading of the middle school, high school handbook updates.
Same thing. It's in your package. You can review. Again, addressing some of the things that Wade was talking about earlier. All the updates with the legislation and so forth. So that's in there, and we will again with feedback and so forth. We can make tweaks to that as well.
Okay, on that one, John, I asked you about this. The open campus, will you just tell all of us a little bit more about how that would look?
Yeah, so
Please.
the way the open campus works, we already have that for every 30 kids. So every 30 kids here, they go get something at McDonald's and they go get 30. We wanted to extend that privilege out to kids who are on a different academic track. We also kind of do that already with some IB 10 kids because they have open campus during first period and they show up during second period, whatever they need. So we wanted to extend that out and to kids who I think I talked about the Alpha program at DePaul, Ivy Tech, or if you've got a AP prep period, and we put that against their lunch, they could then take their first three classes, go out to lunch, come back, and then take their last three classes. It gives them a privilege there, or try to prepare them for that college, where they can say, hey, during college I can go get something, come back. We also want something that attracts some kids here, maybe, and that's something that other people offer. And it would be involved and have parent permission to do that. We wouldn't just let kids leave. They don't have parent permission. They'd have to have a parking pass if they're driving, all those things. And again, give them privilege for our kids so that way they can go to school a little bit more.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, first reading of the elementary handbook updates.
Yep, same thing. Elementaries have come together. They put their updates for the 26-27 school year. Those are in your packets as well. And Mrs. Muncie is here if you have any questions on that.
I don't, but I just realized this is for the middle school, high school. So regarding the policy that we haven't really approved yet, but it's going to be approved, or I mean, it's going to be the policy, right, from the state. The elementary handbook says phones and watches and et cetera, are turned off, but the high school handbook says they're silenced. So, but the policy says they have to be turned off, right?
As in first reading, but
Yeah, in the first reading. So unless that changes, in other words, yeah, either you're gonna have to change to his or
right.
high school is gonna have to change to, yeah. But so it just depends on what we do with the policy.
What's the guidance from the ISBA say?
That's the guidance is what is in the verbiage in the policy. That, yeah.
But it's
I don't
but
think
it's
we
worded
have a
differently.
choice though.
I'm just saying, is it
Turned
off
off or is it silenced?
Silence.
That's what he's
In
asking.
the policy, it's turned off.
okay?
The big piece is it's inaccessible. So,
Yeah.
and
Right.
not with them from bell to bell, which we'll get to in item D.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We're all about to find out. Okay. Thank you for doing those changes. I know it's kind of a headache. Okay. IMD, first reading of wireless device policy.
Yeah. So this is just the first reading. And it's our very first policy, utilizing ISBA new services as well, with the brand new. So, and that's going pretty seamless so far. Alexa's actually been handling all of that up to help facilitate that process. So, done an excellent job there. So we're just required, obviously, by new legislation to adopt a new wireless device policy to align with that legislation. In your packets is that recommended pathway from ISBA, which is, as you saw in the green, just the parts I had to add as far as particular to the schools. And basically, again, it's from the beginning bell of the school day to the ending bell. The phones are inaccessible for students. And so this is just the first reading. We will tweak as with feedback and so forth, but it's a pretty straightforward policy based on the legislation. There's only the spot where I put the green is the only options that we really had.
No wiggle room. Yeah.
So if that's what you're saying, then we can't change the powered off part because it's in black. So it will be powered off.
That's the ISBA's suggestion based on the legislation.
Well, and that's
I have
probably
reason to think we should follow their suggestion.
might be a good idea. So I'm just going to read that out loud so everybody's clear. That portion during the school day, wireless devices must be stored in, you added, assigned lockers or cubbies as detailed in the school handbooks. Now in black, so that's set, powered off and inaccessible to students. So, okay.
Thanks for being so flexible.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Item E, consideration of Fillmore Elementary bank account transfer.
Yeah, the Fillmore Elementary is seeking approval to transfer their bank account from Old National Bank to First National Bank over the summer, due to the fact that First National will pay interest on the account that we're not getting from the other.
Makes sense?
Yep. I move to approve the Fillmore Elementary bank account transfer.
I'll second.
Lee made the motion to approve the Fillmore Elementary bank account transfer. Joe seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you.
It's really cold in here today.
Huh?
It's really cold in here today.
Big frozen.
You're froze. You're cold.
Consideration of food service bids.
Yeah, as per State Board of Accounts, food service must seek approval for their food service bid vendors. We're seeking that tonight, but Lori is here if you have any questions regarding your food service bids.
I don't, but it's so confusing. It's so confusing. So all of those are through Click, but Click, we're approving them for. I don't understand.
All of them. Well, except for one is pulling out, but it's going to procure what's not within, like Velvet is pulling out of foods. So Hershey.
Okay.
So I'll procure Hershey. That's not good. But everything that I purchase from right now is through Click. And I just have to show this is what approved. It's all.
Okay, so we're approving the individual contracts within Click. Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Are you happy with that? The bids and everything?
Yes.
Okay. I move to approve the food service bids.
I'll second it.
Lee moved to approve the food service bids. Wade seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Item G, consideration of establishment of new vendor account.
Yep. We have this at some several other local stores as well. But it just will help facilitate the billing process and everything. So we're just seeking approval to help support building and bus maintenance needs, seeking approval to open a new vendor account with Taylor's Hometown Hardware in Cloverdale. That'll just help facilitate that. We'll get a statement and it'll be all itemized, so it's a lot easier than having individualized receipts from the credit card. So it's an efficiency piece into the business office, and this helps facilitate the process so much better. So we're just seeking approval of establishing that account.
I move to approve the consideration of the, I'm sorry, move to approve the establishment of new vendor account.
I'll second.
Joe made the motion to approve the establishment of the new vendor account. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Yep. All right, item H, consideration of ad tech fiscal year 2027 contract.
Yep. So it's just the annual contract we have for E-rate services for ad tech that basically makes sure we do all the legal steps that are required to get the E-rate reimbursements. And so you had a copy of that in your packets, and it's basically a formality at this point. They do amazing work. They've already done a lot of things for us. So and then that's just for 2027.
I move to approve the contract renewal for our E-rate services via AdTech.
I'll second it.
Is that Wade?
Yes.
Holly made the motion to approve the contract renewal of our E-rate services via AdTech. Wade seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. Consideration to renew Ivy League kids contract.
Yeah, we've been with Ivy League for a while now, providing our latchkey program, which we're required to have. And so it's 4 years now. Started, if you remember, Thanksgiving 4 years ago. So it's come a long way. We now have before and after both at Fillmore and Central. So the program has grown. And now they also offer the before and after for preschoolers as well, which we are the first for Ivy League kids to do that. So so now we're just seeking that approval. No cost to us at all. We just have to provide them the space to provide the service.
I have a question for Joanna. Do you feel like that's working? I mean, or is it a bother to you, or do they, any complaints or anything?
I feel like the person
Yeah.
I would like to see it grow. Sometimes they get placed with don't handle that. Sometimes they have to do some to the library, sometimes to the art room.
Yeah.
But they do the
Oh, good. Good to know. Thank you. Anybody else?
I move to approve the Ivy League kids contract.
I'll second.
That was Lee.
Yep.
Um, Wade,
Wade
Hell.
first, then Lee.
Yeah, Wade's and Lee.
Wade made the motion to approve Ivy League kids contract. Lee seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you. All right, now we are to age, which it would be consideration.
J.
J. Oh, sorry,
move
J.
docket.
That's
Consideration of
right. J
voucher
comes after I.
38917. Fanning Howie Associates.
Okay. Okay, so Joe, I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, so I wanted to pull that off after conversations with other board members, and that we want to be sure that we're understanding exactly what that money is going for and what that 4,000 whatever dollars is paying for out of this new bond. And it seemed like right up until the last minute we didn't really know, and still maybe don't know exactly what those services were, because we still don't really know exactly what was presented to them and then what they're doing. And was it $4,000 for a walkthrough for some schools? What are the deliverables? And there's been some email conversation going back and forth over the last couple of days trying to explain some of this, and just wanted to have an opportunity for us all to understand what that is, because ultimately when we approve that, then we are spending the taxpayers' money on that item, whatever that is, and it's our responsibility to make sure that we understand what we're spending that money on, and that we're getting something for that money that we feel is worth that money. So wanted to pull that out because there was a lot of conversation up to the last minute as a discussable for approval.
So what we need is a little more information. And so maybe Aaron, can you speak to, like, we're still trying to figure out the numbers on here. So like the one underneath the check number and the 25 bond project planning, is that a fund or an item number?
This is one.
Okay. Yeah,
Right.
big numbers. Okay.
Called the one, and then this has the. So the next one here, you're just seeing the detail, which.
Yeah.
It's always going to be either the board meeting day. So your claim docket that's dated April 30th, that's in here. Those invoices listed on.
Okay.
Is a number that's assigned by, which is our accounting software, and it's how they track individual invoices. It doesn't really mean anything to any within our.
Okay. Okay.
You have that amount, and then the amount that we're paying, the check number 25. That's the
Yep.
But the 25 is the year.
Yeah.
It's not something else. Or, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That,
Okay.
and then the 24 bond
Mm-hmm.
and the 25 bond. It's just bond.
Initiated. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so one more question for you, and then we'll let Brandon chime in.
Yep.
Do you receive an invoice that would itemize anything? Because we don't get to see anything like that. Or is it just a lump sum, or?
Receive an invoice.
Right.
Was there a PO
just-
that matches up with this invoice with information on it too?
mean, I email the invoice, professional services performed, 2020, 20 project executive or,
Okay.
district level.
Did you guys see any of that before this meeting?
No, no.
If that's
Okay. So what questions do we have for
Well,
Brandon?
I mean, when we were asking questions about it, that would have been a good thing to have seen. Is there a way you could share that with us now? We all have our computers. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want us to hold up paying an invoice if if they've done something for us and we owe them
Right.
money.
And I understand this is kind of a difficult time, right?
Hey, do you remember the old school board meetings when they used to hash out like the water bill?
Yeah.
So good.
This is nothing.
This is all good.
This is
all good.
nothing.
This is all good.
We're good.
No worries.
This is what this is for.
No
So
worries.
yeah, but I'm
And
sorry. I
that-
cut you off.
And while she's looking that up or getting that, Dr. Pinner, you can talk to some of this because we've had conversations as well.
This, just frankly, is a poorly written invoice. The invoice that you did it. So, in the invoice, talk to your invoice, they like work, it's pretty good to go over. They would like to get also this invoice, so look at moving meeting on March 2nd, doing list of potential projects that they received from South Putnam. And so detail, but it will be lived the you get
So what more details could we ask for? In other words, yeah. I mean, what should we expect to see on a well-written invoice?
What he just said. Everything he said verbally that they told him verbally, that should all be on that invoice. So we know, because if they're considering like information we gave them, and that's kind of why I was wanting to see what did we give them. So because they're not explaining what they're doing, and Dr. Smith did a good job trying to explain what it was, and but there was no content. It was just, yes, we understand that they are doing these things, but what are they doing? It's kind of like the detail.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we need to be sure that we are getting what we're paying for and that we understand it when we approve it. So, there's some stuff we don't understand, but we're in good faith. We do our best. And this is one of those details that we're all involved with. And recently, I feel like we're not on the same page with what those projects actually are and what we're asking them to do versus what we're doing. Like we were on a good roll, and then it kind of like, I'm wondering, okay, where are we at with this project? And so this is directly connected to that question that I have and that you all have had here and there. So I just felt like we should pull it off. And I agree Brandon, if that sounds like a good idea, if and that puts a little bit of ownership on them and a little pressure to you know, give us what are the dates, what were they considering, what were, you know, uh, everything you said verbally should probably be on that RO or that, I'm sorry, that invoice,
Right.
and we should reconsider it. And here's the other thing, I mean, is it going to be a problem if we hold it for another month, or should we have another meeting, or what do you think?
You know, in the interest of to your point, Mr. Roach, you know, it's not that we don't believe them or it's not, we don't think that they're doing actually this, like, you might understand that, but 10 years from now, if someone I think we ought to be willing to recommit and reconsider that the June board. I don't think
Anybody want to make a motion to reconsider at the June board meeting after a minute?
Is the amount here like in kind of average of normal projects at this date and time? I mean, was the amount okay,
really strong.
okay,
Yeah, that
okay,
when he breaks down the hourly rate,
yeah,
that's very reasonable.
yeah, okay, okay. I just didn't want to get even further along into this thing and have hundreds of hours and we have no direction. Yeah, you know, so that's kind of my concern too.
At some point, it won't be a lot. It'll be a based on
Yeah,
whatever the work be, if it's, you know, going to be free. But at some point, they start being just be need to do.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
And part of my concern also is, you know, we're looking at this $4,000 fee for hourly service now that we all understand. We're going to get the details, but the more we're asking them to consider in the project, the more these fees could go up until it becomes an actual fee, you
right,
know?
right,
So
right.
if we have concern that we're not going to use their services that they're preparing information for and using for planning purposes, then now's the time to trim that back.
Yeah, that's what.
And
I agree.
so that they're not considering those things
Right.
with
Right.
preparing something
Right.
and says, well,
Yeah.
well, we don't want to use that, but we paid you an extra 3,000
Right.
to look at these
Right.
things. So
Yeah, we
And
need to, what
that's
you're
why-
saying, or what I'm hearing you say, is we need to do a better job of communicating what we want to have happen to Fanning County.
and
Sure.
and based on what he's telling us tonight and what Dr. Smith and Dr. Penrod are also telling us, we probably should. That's making me think we should have a public. It's solidifying my thought that we should have a short
Yeah.
public work session to talk about these things,
Just
to
to
kind of figure out, like, kind of
trim
reset,
it
like
ourselves.
make sure that we're
Mhm.
all on the same page before we move forward.
Okay, so
And if it's a public work session, can we approve an invoice at that point in time?
Yes.
we can
Okay.
take,
Absolutely.
So-
Okay. We could.
So we
yeah.
could essentially, if we wanted to, approve that at the end of that work session or something.
If they resubmit it to
Yes.
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
such
Right.
detail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
so I move, oh, sorry.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, maybe title that as a special board meeting or work session.
Okay.
Make sure that that's agenda.
Okay. Consider that. Okay.
Just
Okay.
So that would be if we wanted to have it approved, if we move to have them submit a more detailed invoice and that passes, then if Fanning Howie does that before our next meeting in June, we could add it to, but we wouldn't have to add it to. But if we did want to, we would have to add it as a an agenda item at a special board meeting. Did I
I
say
think
that?
what he's saying is have two things listed for that special board meeting. One is discussion
Which
about
is
the
good
project,
and then,
and two
okay.
would be the consideration
just-
of the amended
Yeah.
invoice.
Okay.
But if you don't want to consider it a special meeting, then just.
Sure, yeah. And in that case, it could be on the consent agenda on the regular docket, or
Yes.
Go back to.
okay, okay. I can make it, right? I move that we request Fanning Howie to resubmit their invoice dated 5/20/26 for $4,180. I lost my train of thought. A more detailed invoice. Did I say that already?
Yep.
Let me rephrase that. I move to request Fanning Howie submit a more detailed invoice for the work they have done so far. Be considered at, or to be considered at a later time.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'll second.
You don't want to. Okay, I made the motion to request Fanning Howie resubmit their invoice. Holly seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you all. Okay. No other business? Superintendent's report.
Yep, I'll keep it short. We're wrapping up an amazing school year. A lot of wins this year for South Putnam, in a lot of different ways, educationally, academically, all around. So great year. Very excited to wrap it up, get the seniors out, on to the next steps in life, and that's going to happen on Saturday at 1:30. So then a lot of guidance office and high school, middle school's done a lot of work. Custodians done a lot of work getting everything set up. It's pretty amazing how we transfer from band program over to a graduation program over this week. And so anyway, it's been a lot of great things happening this year, and just looking forward to wrapping it up and working over the summer to get ready for the next one starting in August. I'll be here before we know it. So that's all I have for tonight.
I would just like to thank all of our high school people for all the commotion that I know graduation brings. The last few times I've been to graduation, it's just been a real pleasure. So I know that takes a lot of hard work, and I appreciate you all. Okay. If there's nothing else, we will adjourn.